भगवान् पूजनं, प्रदोषव्रत स्नानं पूजनं, षोडशोपचार पूजनम, अलंकारम, महाशिव पुराण कथा, पंचम दिवसः भवानी शंकर मंदिरे इति श्री शिवरात्रि साधना, आरातिक्यम, संकीर्तनम, पूजनम पूर्वकम, नैरुज्य दीर्घायु पुष्टि धन्य धान्य समृद्धियातम इति संकल्पम। ओम इति संकल्पम। स्वस्ति वाचन, take the grains in your hands. स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नो स्थारिक्षो अरिष्ठनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम पया पृथिव्यां पय ओषधीशो, पयो दिव्यन्तरिक्षे पयोधाः, पयस्वती प्रदिशा सन्तु मह्यम्। ओम विष्णुररातमसि विष्णु स्नप्त्रेष्ठो विष्णु स्यूरसि विष्णोद्रोवसि, वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे तवा। अग्निर्देवता वातुदेवता, सूर्यो देवता चंद्रमा देवता, वसो देवता रुद्रदेवता, आदित्य देवता मरुतो देवता, विश्वे देवा देवता, बृहस्पतिर्देवता, इंद्रो देवता, वरुणो देवता। ओम द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगं शान्तिः, पृथ्वी शान्तिरापा शान्तिर्, औषधयः शान्ति, वनस्पतयः शान्ति, विश्वदेव शान्ति, ब्रह्मा शान्ति, सर्वगं शान्ति, शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा, शान्तिरेधीषु शान्तिर्भवतु। ओम विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासु वा, यद्भद्रं तन्न आसव। हिमा रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्विराय प्रभरामहे मति, यथा शमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे, विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरम्। एतन्ते देवा सवितर्यज्ञं प्राहुर्बृहस्पतये ब्रह्मणे, तेन यज्ञमवतेन यज्ञापतिं तेन मामव। ओम मनो ज्योतिर्जुषितान्माजस्या बृहस्पतिर्यज्ञमिमं तनोत्वरिष्ठाग्वं, यज्ञग्वं समिमं दधातु। विश्वे देवा सैहमादयन्तामोघं प्रतिष्ठा, एष वै प्रतिष्ठा नाम यज्ञो, यत्रैतेन यज्ञेन यजन्ति सर्वमेवा प्रतिष्ठितं भवतिम्। ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे, प्रियाणां त्वा प्रियपतिगं हवामहे, निधिनां त्वा निधिपतिगं हवामहे। वसो मम अहं जानी गर्वधमा, त्वं अजासि गर्वधम्। नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो, नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो, नमो गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो, नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमः। ओम सुमुखश्चैकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णका, लंबोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायक, धूम्रकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षो भालचन्द्रो गजाननं, द्वादशैतानि नामानि यापते चुनियादपि। विद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा, संग्रामे संघतश्चैव विघ्नस्तस्य न जायते। ओम शुक्लांभरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं, प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। इति स्वस्ति वचनम्। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणेशाय विद्महे वक्रतुंडाय धीमहि, तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्ताय विद्महे शिवसुताय च धीमहि, तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपते वरवरद सर्वज्जनं मे वशमानय स्वाहा। ध्यानं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ गं गणपते नमः। ध्यानं समर्पयामि नमः। आवाहनं गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। आवाहनं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्यकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया दत्तं गृहाण परमेश्वर। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। आसनं समर्पयामि नमः। पाद्यम् ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपते वरवरद सर्वज्जनं मे वशमानय पाद्यं समर्पयामि। ॐ गं गणपते नमः। अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नमः। शुद्धोदकस्नानं समर्पयामि नमः। पञ्चामृतमहास्नानं समर्पयामि नमः। पञ्चामृतमयानीतं पयोदधिघृतं मधु शर्करासमायुक्तं स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृहतां पञ्चामृतमहास्नानं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदा सिन्धु कावेरी जलयस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। गंगाजलस्नानं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। पुष्पासनं जदुभ्यं ॐ महागणपते नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। यज्ञोपवीति धारयामि नमः। नवाभिसन्तु विद्युक्तं त्रिगुणं देवतामयम् उपवीतं चोत्तरीयं गृहाण परमेश्वर। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। यज्ञोपवीतं गन्धं धारयामि चन्दन कुमकुम गन्धद्वारां दुरादर्शां नित्यपुष्टां करीशनीं ईश्वरीगं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं गन्धं धारयामि नमः। कुङ्कुमं कामनादिव्यं कामनाकामसम्भव कुङ्कुमेनाचिते देव अक्षतां समर्पयामि नमः। अक्षताश्चासुरासृष्ट कुङ्कुमुक्ता सुशोभिता मया निवेदिता भक्त्या गृहाण परमेश्वर। पुष्पं समर्पयामि नमः। मल्लिकादीनि सुगन्धीनि मालत्यादीनि वै प्रभु मया हृतानि पूजार्थं पुष्पाणि प्रतिगृहताम्। अर्चना फ्लावर्स। ॐ सुमुखाय नमः। ॐ एकदन्ताय नमः। ॐ कपिलाय नमः। ॐ गजकर्णकाय नमः। लंबोदराय नमः। ॐ विकटाय नमः। ॐ विघ्नराजाय नमः। ॐ धूम्रकेतवे नमः। ॐ गणाध्यक्षाय नमः। ॐ भालचन्द्राय नमः। ॐ गजाननाय नमः। ॐ वक्रतुण्डाय नमः। ॐ शूर्पकर्णाय नमः। ॐ हेरम्बाय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दपूर्वजाय नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। पुष्पं समर्पयामि नमः। धूपम् ॐ वनस्पतिरसोद्भूतो गन्धाढ्यो गन्धोत्तम आग्रह सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृहताम्। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। धूपमाग्रापयामि नमः। धूपमाग्रापयामि नमः। ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृत उरोतरस्व यद्वैषां पद्भ्यागुं शुद्रो अजायत धूपदीपनिवारणाय नमः। साजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं वह्नना योजितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहं धूपदीपनिवारणाय नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। दीपं दर्शयामि नमः। ॐ नैवेद्यं प्रसाद। ॐ नाभ्यासिदन्तरिक्षागुं शीष्णोऽध्यौ समवर्तता पद्भ्या भूमिं दृशः श्रोत्रा तथा लोकानामकल्पयत्। नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा पानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा। नैवेद्यो नैवेदयामि। आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नमः। ताम्बूलं समर्पयामि। पुगीफलं महादिव्यं नागबलिदलयुतं हेलादिचूर्णसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृहतां ताम्बूलफलं समर्पयामि। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ताम्बूलफलं दक्षिणां च तुभ्यं हिरण्यगर्भस्थं हेमबीजं विभावसो अनन्तपुण्यफलदामता शान्तिं प्रयक्ष मे। दक्षिणां च तुभ्यं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ कर्पूरनीराजनं कदलीगर्भादिसम्भूतं कर्पूरां च प्रदीपितम् आरातिक्यमहं कुर्वे पश्य मे वरदो भवं। मुदाकरादमोदिकं सदा विमुक्तसाधकं कलाधरावतंसकं विलासलोकरक्षकम् अनायकैकनायकं विनाशते बदैत्यकं नताशुभाशुनाशकं नमामि तं विनायकम्। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। निराञ्जनं ज्योतिः गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। जितपति पानी फलता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ निराञ्जनं प्रार्थना। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्ट्वागं सस्तिनोभिः वशेमहि देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं मृतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वमाम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानोमशिष्यं त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममय त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयो वसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयो वसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतश्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयलयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकां त्वं योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवस्वरों गणाधिं पूर्वमुच्चार्यं वरनाधिं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारपरतरः हरदेन्दुदुलसितं तारेण रुद्धं मे तत्तव मनुष्यरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपं मकारो मध्यमरूपं मनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपं विन्धुरुतरूपं नादः सन्धानां संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्यां गणकर्षि निचिद्गायत्री छन्दः महागणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमं कुशधारणम् अभयं वरदं हस्ते बिभ्राणामूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तावाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकाम्पिनं देहं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं चाशिष्टारो प्रकृतिपुरुषात् परं एवं ध्यायन्ति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनावरः। नमो व्रातपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लंबोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्नविनाशिने शिवसुताय श्री वरदमूर्तये नमः। ॐ विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्दिताय नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञविभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। ओम कलश प्रार्थना। ओम कलशस्यामुखे विष्णु कंठे रुद्र समाश्रिताः मूले तस्यास्ते ब्रह्मा मध्ये मातृगणस्मृताः कुक्षौ तु सागरा तज कलश कुक्षौ तु सागरा सर्वसप्तदीपवसुन्धरा ऋग्वेदोऽथ यजुर्वेदो सामवेदो यतर्वणाम् अंगैश्च सहिता सर्वे कलशं तु समाश्रिताः। पदयज्ञोपवीत the red trail in the कलश। ओम श्री कलश देवाय नमः। सरिता सागरा शैला स्थिरतानि जलदानदा आयन्ति यजमानस्य दूरचक्षये कारकः। श्री कलश देवाय नमः। ओम वस्त्रयुगलयज्ञो पविति धारयामि नमः। गुम चंदन कुमकुम। ओम सरिता सागरा शैला स्थिरतानि जलदानदा आयन्तु यजमानस्य दूरचक्षये कारका। श्री कलश देवाय नमः। ओम मानस्तु केतनये मानो आयशो मानो घोषो मानो अश्विशुरीरिषाः मानो विरानरुद्रभामिनो वलिहीर्हविष्मन्ता सदा मित्वा हवामहे गन्धं धारयामि नमः। ओम आजिग्रहकलशं मह्यात्वादिशन्तिन्दया पुनरुजानी वर्तस्वसानु शस्त्रं दुक्षौरुधारां पयस्वती पुनर्मा विशतः अक्षतां समर्पयामि। टेक राइस। धान्यमसि धीनु हि देवान् प्राणायत्वा दानायत्वा व्यानायत्वा दीर्घामनु प्रसिद्धिमायुषिधां देवव सविता हिरण्यपानिं प्रतिगृह्णां त्वच्चिन्देन पानिनां चक्षुषे त्वां महिनां पयोवसि पुष्पं समर्पयामि। अर्चना। ओम वं वरुणाय नमः। ओम वं प्रचेतसे नमः। ओम वं स्वरूपिणे नमः। ओम वं अपां पतये नमः। ओम वं जलाधिपतये नमः। ओम वं पाशहस्ताय नमः। ओम वं तीर्थराजाय नमः। ओम वं अकर्मणिभूषणाय नमः। ओम ऋग्वेदाय नमः। ओम यजुर्वेदाय नमः। ओम सामवेदाय नमः। ओम अथर्ववेदाय नमः। ओम इतिहासाय नमः। ओम पुराणाय नमः। ओम वेदव्यासाय नमः। ओम वसिष्ठाय नमः। ओम उपवेदाय नमः। ओम वेदांगाय नमः। ओम वं वरुणाय नमः। ओम भीमरुद्राय नमः। ओम ईशानरुद्राय नमः। ओम श्रीरुद्रदेवेभ्यो नमः। पुष्पं धूपमाग्रापयामि दीपं साजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निनायोजितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहं दीपं दर्शयामि नमः। साजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निनायोजितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहं दीपं दर्शयामि नमः। साजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं चंद्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत श्रोत्राद्वायुश्च प्राणश्च मुखादग्निरजायतं नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि प्रसादम्। ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा पानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा नैवेद्यो नैवेदयामि नमः। गुम नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि मुख्याचमनीं समर्पयामि। ओम वं वरुणाय नमः। नमो प्रचेतसेनाय वं वरुणाय नमो नमः। आचमनीं समर्पयामि नमः। ताम्बूलं समर्पयामि नमः। पुगीफलं महादिव्यं नागबलिदलैर्युतम् एलादिचूर्णसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृहतां ताम्बूलफलं जदोभ्यं समर्पयामि नमः। वं वरुणाय नमः। दक्षिणां जतुभ्यं समर्पयामि। ओम वं वरुणाय नमः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। ताम्बूलफलं दक्षिणां समर्पयामि नमः। कर्पूरनीराजनं ज्योतिः। ॐ कदलीगर्भादिसम्भूतं कर्पूरां च प्रदीपितम् आरातिक्यमहं कुर्वे पश्य मे वरदो भवम्। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। पचेदसे नमः। स्वरूपिणे नमः। अम्बापते नमः। जलाधिपते नमः। पाशहस्ताय नमः। कर्मणिभूषणाय नमः। वं वरुणाय नमः। Touch the kalash now. Om. Just put the. Just gotta. Om. Yeah. Hand on the kalash. Pratna. Let the energies of the divine forces be with all of you. The 5 elements, the entire oceans, all that kalash represents. May the energies and strength and influence be with you. ॐ देवदानवसंवादे मत्यमानो महोददौ उत्पन्नौ सतदा कुम्भो विधृतो विष्णुना स्वयं त्वतो ये सर्वतीर्थानि देवा सर्वे त्वयि तितां त्वयि तिष्ठन्ति भूतानि त्वयि प्राणा प्रतिष्ठितः शिवस्वयं त्वमेवासि विष्णुस्त्वं च प्रजापतिम् आदित्या वसवो रुद्रा विश्वे देवा सपैत्रिका सानिध्यं कुरु मे देवा प्रसन्नो भव सर्वदा हिरण्यसिंहं वरुणं प्रपद्यं तीर्थं मे देहि याचितां यं नया भूतं साधूनां पापे भयश्च प्रतिग्रह यन्मे मनसा वाचा कर्मणा वा दुष्कृतं कृतं तन्ना इन्द्रो वरुणो बृहस्पति सविता च पुनन्तु पुनः पुनः नमो मकरवाहनाय पाशहस्ताय वे नमो नमो प्रचेतसेनाय श्रीवं वरुणाय नमो नमः इति श्री वरुण प्रार्थना वरुण देवेभ्यो नमः मनेन पूजनेन करिष्ये नमः। बोलिए वरुण भगवान की जय। गुड। शिव जी पूजा। So we do one family. बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। ओम वंदे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरां वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्यशशाङ्कवाहननयनं वंदे मुकुन्दप्रियं वंदे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वंदे शिवं शङ्करं शान्तं पद्मासनस्थं शशिधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च खड्गं परशुभभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे महान्तं नागं पाशं जगन्तादमरुकसहितं चाकुशं वामभागे नानालङ्कारयुक्तं स्फटिकमननिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। साम्ब सदाशिवाय नमः। ध्यानं समर्पयामि। नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय।
ॐ नमः शिवाय।
ॐ
नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय। ॐ अथात्मानं शिवात्मानं श्रीरुद्ररूपं ध्यायेत्। शुद्धस्फटिकसङ्काशं त्रिनेत्रं पञ्चवक्त्रकं गङ्गाधरं दशभुजं सर्वाभरणभूषितं नीलग्रीवं शशाङ्काङ्कं नागयज्ञोपवीतिनं व्याघ्रचर्मोत्तरीयं च वरेण्यमभयप्रदं कमण्डलवक्षसूत्राणां धारिणं शूलपाणिनं ज्वलन्तं पिङ्गलजटा शिखामध्योतधारिणं वृषस्कन्धसमारूढम् उमादेहार्दधारिणम् अमृतेन प्लुतं शान्तं दिव्यभोगसमन्वितं दिग्देवतासमायुक्तं सुरासनं नमस्कृतं नित्यं च शाश्वतं शुद्धं ध्रुवमक्षरमव्ययं सर्वव्यापिनमीशानं रुद्रं वै विश्वरूपिणम् एवं ध्यात्वा द्विजः सम्यक् ततो यजनमारभेत्। अथातो रुद्रस्नानार्चनाभिषेकविधिं व्याख्यास्यामः। आदितये प्रतीर्थे स्नात्वा उदेति शुचिः प्रयतो ब्रह्मचारी शुक्रवास देवाभिमुखस्थित्वा आत्मनि देवता स्थापयेत्। प्रजनने ब्रह्मा तिष्ठतु पादयोर्विष्णुस्तिष्ठतु हस्तयोर्हरस्तिष्ठतु बाहोरिन्द्रस्तिष्ठतु जठरे अग्निस्तिष्ठतु हृदये शिवस्तिष्ठतु कंठे वसवस्तिष्ठन्तु वक्रे सरस्वती तिष्ठतु नासिकयोर्वायुस्तिष्ठतु नयनयोश्छन्दातिथ्यौ तिष्ठेतां कर्णयोरश्विनौ तिष्ठेतां ददाते रुद्रास्तिष्ठन्तु मूर्धि आदित्यास्तिष्ठन्तु शिरसि महादेवस्तिष्ठतु शिखायां वामदेवस्तिष्ठतु पृष्ठे पिनाकी तिष्ठतु पुरतः शूली तिष्ठतु पार्श्वयोः शिवाशङ्करौ तिष्ठेतां सर्वतो वायुस्तिष्ठतु ततो बहिः सर्वतोऽग्निज्वालामाला परिवृतस्तिष्ठतु सर्वे शङ्गेषु सर्वा देवता यथास्थानं तिष्ठन्तु सर्वा महाजनान् रक्षन्तु मां रक्षन्तु। अग्निर्मे वाचश्रितः वाग्हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि वायुर्मे प्राणे श्रितः प्राणो हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि सूर्यो मे चक्षुषि श्रितः चक्षुर्हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि चन्द्रमा मे मनसि श्रितः मनो हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि दिशो मे श्रोत्रे श्रिताः श्रोत्रगुं हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि आपो मे रेतसि श्रिताः रेतो हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि पृथिवी मे शरीरे श्रिताः शरीरगुं हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि औषधिवनस्पतयो मे लोमसु श्रिताः लोमानि हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि इन्द्रो मे बले श्रितः बलगुं हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि पर्जन्यो मे मूर्ध्नि श्रितः मूर्धा हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि ईशानो मे मन्यो श्रितः मन्युर्हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि आत्मा आत्मनि श्रितः आत्मा हृदये हृदयं मयि अहममृते अमृतं ब्रह्मणि पुनर्म आत्मा पुनरायुरागात् पुनः प्राणः पुनराकूतमागात् वैश्वानरो रश्मिभिर्वावृद्धानः अन्तस्तिस्तत्त्वमृतस्य गोपाः अस्य श्रीरुद्रस्नानार्चनाभिषेकविधिं या आख्यास्यामः अघोर ऋषिः अनुष्ठुप्छन्दः शङ्करशनमूर्तिस्वरूपो योऽसावादित्यः परमपुरुषः शयेश रुद्रो देवता नमः शिवायेति बीजं शिवतरायेति शक्तिः महादेवायेति कीलकं श्रीसाम्ब सदाशिवप्रसादिसिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः ॐ अग्निहोत्रात्मने अङ्गुष्ठाभ्यां नमः दर्शपूर्णमासात्मने तर्जनीभ्यां नमः चातुर्मास्यात्मने मध्यमाभ्यां नमः निरूढपशुबन्धात्मने अनामिकाभ्यां नमः ज्योतिष्ठोमात्मने कनिष्ठिकाभ्यां नमः सर्वकृत्वात्मने करतलकरपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः अग्निहोत्रात्मने हृदयाय नमः दर्शपूर्णमासात्मने शिरसे स्वाहा चातुर्मास्यात्मने शिखाये वषट् निरूढपशुबन्धात्मने कवचाय हं ज्योतिष्ठोमात्मने नेत्रत्रयाय वौषत् सर्वकृत्वात्मने अस्त्राय फट् भूर्भुवस्वरोमिति दिग्बन्धः ध्यानम् आपातालनभस्थलान्तभुवन ब्रह्माण्डभाविस्फुरत् ज्योतिस्पातिकलिङ्गमौलिविलसत्पूर्णेन्दुवां तामृतैः अष्टोकापृतमेकमीशमनिशन् रुद्रानुवाङ्काञ्चपन्न ध्याये दीप्सितसिद्धये ध्रुवपदं विप्रोभिषिञ्चे जीवं ब्रह्माण्डव्याप्तदेहा भसितहिमरुचा भासमाना भुजङ्गैः कण्ठे कालः कपरदाकलितशशिकलाश्चन्दकौदण्डहस्ताः त्रयक्षा रुद्राक्षमालाः प्रकटितविभवं शाम्भवमूर्तिभेदा रुद्राशीरुद्रसुक्तप्रकटितविभवं न प्रयच्छन्तु सौख्यम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं महागणपतये नमः शं च मे मयश्च मे प्रियं च मेनुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे दर्विनं च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वं च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरं च मे दयश्च मरुतं च मे मृतं च मे यक्ष्मं च मे नामयच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्पं च मे नमित्रं च मे भयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे सूषा च मे सुदिनं च मे ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यव उतोत इषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः यात इषुः शिवतमा शिवं बभूवते धनुः शिवा शरव्या यातवतया नो रुद्रमिडय या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशीः यामीशुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि गुंसिः पुरुषं जगतं शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्चावदामसि यथा न सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असतम् अध्यवोचदधिवक्ता प्रथमो देव्योऽभिषग अहीगश्च सर्वान् जम्बयन् सर्वाश्च यातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिताः सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेडयीमहे असौ यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उतैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृडयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीढुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्तुमुभयोरात्नियोर्जां याश्च ते हस्त इषवः पराता भगवो वपम् अवतत्य धनुस्तगं सहस्राक्षशते शुधे निशील्य शल्यानामुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्जं धनुः कपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उत अनेसन्नस्येषव आभुरस्य निसङ्गतिः याते हेतिर्मीढुष्णमहस्ते बभूवते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजं नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधायानातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथोय इषुधिस्तवारे अस्मन्निधेहितं शम्भवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः नमो हिरण्यवाहवे सेनान्ये दिशां च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्पिञ्जराय तुसीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तथा विनेक्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृतायोषधीनां पतये नमो नमः उच्चैर्घोषाय कृन्दयते पत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निव्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिने एस्थेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिन इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचेडवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः श्रीकाविभ्यो जिग्गागं सभ्यो मुष्णतां पतये नमो नमो सिमद्भ्यो नक्तञ्चरभ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नमः उष्णीशने गिरिचरायुकुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमः इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाभिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमो सद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आसीनेभ्यः शयानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सत्सिभद्भ्यो जागृद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तिष्ठद्भ्यो धावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमः आव्याधिनीभ्यो विविध्यन्तीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः उगणाभ्यस्त्रिगुंहतीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथेभ्यो रथेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सेनाभ्यः सेनानीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः शत्रुभ्यः सङ्गृहीतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तक्षद्भ्यो रक्तञ्चरभ्यः रतकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः पुञ्जेष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः इषुकृभ्यो धन्वकृद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमो मृगयुभ्यः श्वनेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः श्वभ्यः स्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः सर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्युक्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय शिपिविष्टाय च नमो मीढुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो ओर्हस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृध्वने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः आशवे च जिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नमः ऊर्म्याय चावसान्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो जघन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः ऊर्वव्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्षाय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिस्रवाय च नमः आशुषेणाय चासुरथाय च नमः सूराय चापभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरूथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय चाहनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रमृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निशङ्किने चेषुधिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णेशवे चायुधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूर्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय चावट्याय च नमो वर्षाय चावर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईध्रियाय चातप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्मियाय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमस्ताम्राय चारुणाय च नमः संगाय च पशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय दूरे वधाय च नमो अन्त्रे च हनीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमस्तीर्थ्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोतरणाय च नमः आतार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः शश्व्याय च फेन्याय च नमः सिकथ्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नमः हिरण्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगुंशिलाय च क्षयनाय च नमः कपर्दिने च युक्तकेशाय च नमो पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ठ्याय च गृह्याय च नमस्तल्प्याय च गेह्याय च नमः काट्याय च गह्वरेष्ठाय च नमो हृदयाय च निवेश्याय च नमः पागुंसव्याय च रजस्याय च नमः शुष्क्याय च हरित्याय च नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च नमः ऊर्व्याय च शून्याय च नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णशद्याय च नमोपगुरमाणाय चाभिघ्नते च नमः आखिदते च प्रखिदते च नमो वः किरिकेभ्यो देवानागुं हृदयेभ्यो नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो नम आनिर्हतेभ्यो नम आमीवत्केभ्यः द्रापे अन्धसस्पते दरिद्रन्नीललोहितम् येषां पुरुषाणाम् येषां पशूनां माभेर्मा रोमो येषां किञ्चनाममत् या ते रुद्रशिवा तनुशिवा विश्वाह भेषजी शिवा रुद्रस्य भेषजी तया नो मृडजीवसे इमागुं रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रभरामहे मतिं यथा नः समसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टिं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरं मृडानो च रुद्रोतनो मयस्कृधी क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्छञ्चयोश्च मनुरायजे पिता तदस्याम तव रुद्रप्रणीतो मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मान उक्षन्तमुतमान उक्षितं मानो वधूः पितरं मोतमातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोके तनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषो मानो अश्वेषुरीरिषः वीरान् मानो रुद्रभामितो वधीः विष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आराते गोघ्न उत पूरुषघ्ने क्षयद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मे ते अस्तु रक्षा च नो अधि च देव ब्रूह्यदा च न शर्म यच्च द्विबर्हाः स्तुहि श्रुतं गर्तसदं युवानं मृगन्न भीममुपहत्नुमुग्रं प्रीडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मिन्नेव पन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्विनक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अपस्थिरामकवभ्यस्तनुष्वमीध्वस्तोकाय तनयाय मृडय मीधुष्टमशिवतमा शिवो न सुमना भवं परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्निदाय कृत्तिं वसान आचर पिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विकिरीटविलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रगुंहेतयोन्यमस्मिन्नेव पन्तुताः सहस्राणि सहस्रधा बाहुवोस्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचीनामुखाकृधि ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मुक्षयमामृतात्ययम् ॐ तकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात्ययम् त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् 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 नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात् ॐ विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयंबकाय त्रिपुरांतकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। शिवाय नमः। पार्वतीपते हर 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 महादेव शंभु। काशी विश्वनाथ महाराज की जय। अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरांतकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। सदाशिवाय नमः। श्रेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः कलविकलनाय नमः बलप्रकलनाय नमः बलप्रमथनाय नमः मनोन्मनाय नमः घोरेभ्योऽथ घोरेभ्यो घोरघोरथरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यो सर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रूपेभ्यः तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। सर्वविद्यानाम् ईशान सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपते ब्रह्मणोऽधिपते ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। महादेव की जय। पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो।
What we just did there is this is Ishana Sarva Vidyana Maghorebhyo Tagarebhyo. This is the 5 faces of Bhagwan Shiva. Ishana Tatpurusha Rudra and so on. And that's the 5 forms, the 4 sides and the top is called Ishana. We chant the various mantras, invoke his presence. It's a very special Abhishekam. And this evening we have a very special prasad for all of you. Some very energized Chanamrit. I will share it at the end of the puja so that you can take away some prasad with you. Bole Mahapadi Mahadeva ki. Kala hara dukkha hara kashta hara daridra.
Har Har Mahadev Shambhu.
Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. ब्रह्ममुरारिसुरार्चितलिङ्गं निर्मलभाषितशोभितलिङ्गं ब्रह्ममुरारिसुरार्चितलिङ्गं निर्मलभाषितशोभितलिङ्गं जन्मजदुःखविनाशकलिङ्गं जन्मजदुःखविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं देवमुनि प्रवरार्चितलिङ्गं कामदहं करुणाकरलिङ्गं रावणदर्पविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं सर्वसुगन्धसुलेपितलिङ्गं बुद्धिविवर्धनकारणलिङ्गं सिद्धसुरासुरवन्दितलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कनकमणिभूषितलिङ्गं फणिपतिवेष्टितशोभितलिङ्गं दक्षसूर्यार्घ्यविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपितलिङ्गं पङ्कजहारसुशोभितलिङ्गं सञ्चितपापविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं भाविर्भक्तिभिरेव च लिङ्गं दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं परिवेष्टितलिङ्गं सर्वसुमोद्भवकारणलिङ्गं अष्टदरिद्रविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं साक्षात् निर्वाणरूपं विभुं व्यापकं ब्रह्मवेदस्वरूपं निजं निर्गुणं निर्विकल्पं निरीहं शिवाकाशवासं भजेऽहं निराकार ओंकारमूलं तुरीयं गिराज्ञानगुणसागरं
उमापति महादेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। We're now going to do the Alankar of Bhagwan Shivji, very beautiful as usual today. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bhole Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya. Everybody please stand up. Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bhole Namah Shivaya. नर्तन सुंदर नटराजा। बोले नटराज भगवान की, चिदांबरेश्वर भगवान की। Such a high energy here this evening, as is every evening. And, so we're going to do prasad. Everybody who have prasad or you don't have prasad, just come up and get a darshan of the Lord. We don't want this to take a long time, so come and use your time, and we'll start our satsang very soon. When you do your prasad, listen to me. You come up on the right stairs to Bhagwan Shiva and Parvati, put your prasad, flowers and so. And then please come here and bow to Nataraj Bhagwan. This is a very important darshan of the Lord. Bow. He will make you dance every day of your life and make you dance like him too. And I'll tell you a little story about him, but come on up and take the darshan of the Lord. Bole Nataraj Bhagwan ki jai ho. And please don't feel, please feel free to be young this evening. Young means you can sit on the floor. All those who are young and active, you can sit on the floor. Don't be afraid to be young. Thank you. Jai ho Bhavani Shankar Bhagavan ki jai.
शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा सारा शिवा है सांब शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सहित सांब शिवा अम्बा सहित सांब शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा सांब शिवा है सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा शाकार शाकार सारा शिवा
हे शिव शंकर परम मनोहर सुख बरसाने वाले दुख टालते भव से तारते शंभु भोले भाले शंभु भोले भाले शंभु भोले भाले शंभु भोले भाले हे शिव शंकर परम मनोहर सुख बरसाने वाले दुख टालते भव से तारते शंभु भोले भाले शंभु भोले भाले शंभु भोले भाले शंभु भोले भाले हे शिव शंकर भोले शंकर दुख को दूर करो। हे शंकर कैलाशपति तुम हमारे कष्ट हरो। हे शिव शंकर भोले शंकर दुख को दूर करो। हे शंकर कैलाशपति तुम हमारे कष्ट हरो। हे शिव शंकर हे प्रणयंकर स्वीकार करो तुम वंदना। हे शिव शंकर हे प्रणयंकर शिवाय, ओम नमः 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 शिवाय। पूरब से जब सूरज निकले सिंदूरी घन छाए, पवन के पग में नूपुर बाजे, मयूर मन में लगाए। हाँ, पूरब से जब सूरज निकले सिंदूरी घन छाए, पवन के पग में नूपुर बाजे, मयूर मन में लगाए, मन में लगाए। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। पुष्प की माला थाल सजाऊं, गंगा जल भर कलश मिलाऊं, नौ ज्योति की दीप जलाऊं, चरणों में नित्य शीश झुकाऊं, चरणों में नित्य शीश झुकाऊं। भाव विभोर हो कि भक्ति में रोम रोम रंग जाए। भाव विभोर हो कि भक्ति में रोम रोम रंग जाए, मन में लगाए। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः अभयंकर शंकर अविनाशी, मैं तेरे दर्शन के अभिलाषी। जन्मों की पूजा की प्यासी, मुझ पे करना कृपा जरा सी। तेरी कृपा हुई ने प्राणों को और कोई ना भाए। तेरी शिवा मेरे प्राणों को और कोई ना भाए, मन में लगाए। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। पूरब से जब सूरज निकले सिंदूरी घन छाए, पवन के पग में नूपुर बाजे, मयूर मन में लगाए, मन में लगाए। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः शिवाय।
बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। Let's get the Nataraja Stuti ready. While the children are getting set on the stage, I this evening would like to welcome all of you and thank you for being here. Lots of people online as well, as usual. And this is our 5th session of Shiva Puran Yajna, Katha. And on behalf of Bhavani Shankar Mandir, thanking all of you for your participation, your blessings, your well wishes, whatever you've given us in that is positive. We're so generous. It was also generous and kind of all of you. This evening, I want to thank our virtual sponsors and in-house as well. From Yashindri C. Gopal, giving prayers and thanks this evening for Bhagwan's blessings for a good recovery. And also this evening, dedicated to Devendra, Kristen, Grayson, London, and Everly. Bhagwan's blessings to all of you, giving thanks to Bhagwan Shivji for his grace. And then all the way from Texas, Mr. Dan Madhu. Birthday greetings to Dan Govardhan Madhu of Texas, who will celebrate his birthday. He was born on Shivratri morning in 1946. Well, Bhagwan Shivji's blessings on him. Happy 76th birthday to you, Uncle Dan. And just to let you know, this is one of the gentlemen who wakes up every morning with us virtually. He is one of the first to log in, whether it's 4:30, 4:15, 5 o'clock. He's always there. This morning is our 53rd morning, concluding tomorrow, number 54. Happy birthday to you, Uncle Dan, and I hope you are well, and thanks for reaching out and always being a part of our satsang and our sessions. Happy birthday to you. This evening, Vic and Taralal as well are sponsoring. They're here, but they're sponsoring virtually. They're giving thanks to Bhagwan for his blessings and guidance in their life, to their family. And our in-house sponsors, Lisa Jamwanti and her family. Our daughters are with her today, always devoted to the temple in so many ways. May Bhagwan Bholenath grant them blessings in abundance. And also to Lakshmi and Dara and their family, giving thanks this evening to Bhagwan Shivji, volunteers of the temple, tremendously hard workers and pillars of our support here. May Bhagwan Shivji bless them at all times with their needs to help and to continue this journey that we have started. Shivji Mala and Parvati Malas and Jasmine Malas are sponsored by Lakshmi and Dara this evening. Bhagwan's blessings on them and their family as well. And the Shivratri Malas, I'm happy to tell you, all are sponsored as of now. Yesterday we only had 8 sponsored, but now it's all gone. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. We'll now start our Katha. What scale are you doing tandem? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Saraswatye Namaha Om Shri Gurudevebhyo Namaha Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvamangal Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Tatpurushaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat Shri Ram Ram Raghunandan Ram Rama Shri Ram Ram Bharata Graj Ram Rama Shri Ram Ram Ranakar Kash Ram Rama Shri Ram Ram Sharanam Bhav Ram Ram Shri Ramachandra Charano Manasa Smarami Shri Ramachandra Charano Vachasa Granami Shri Ramachandra Charano Shirsha Namami Shri Ramachandra Charano Sharanam Prabodhe Vamshi Vibhushit Karan Navanir Dabhat Pitambara Daruna Bimba Phala Dharoshtat Purnendu Sundar Mukharavindra Netra Krishnat Padam Kimapi Tattvamaham na jane Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Atulit Baldhamam Hema Shaila Badeham Danujavan Krishanum Gyaninam Ragaganyam Sakala Gunanidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatam Namami Prem Sabalo Sri Pawan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Radha Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai Jagadambika Mata Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai Namah Parvati Pataye Har 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 Mahadev Shambho Nataraj Stuti. This Stuti that the children will sing, Sanskrit Stuti, is dedicated to Bhagavan Nataraj. Nataraj is the Lord of dance, Lord Shiva. He does this dance. This dance is called the dance of creation. There's a place called Chidambaran in India where Shivji Bhagavan, where there is the Agni Lingam, that is where Natarajan is. That is considered to be the center of creation of this world. Nataraj is a dance of creation. Nataraj is a dance of destruction. Just like with a hammer, you could create something. With that same hammer, you could break down something as well. With the same mouth, you can praise people. With the same mouth, you can make someone happy. The same mouth, you can make someone sad. Nataraj Bhagavan is the form of Nataraj dancing. This is the dance of creation and also the dance of destruction. We bow to Nataraj Bhagavan. There are times when we need to be creative in life. There are times when we need to help creation to grow. And yes, there are times when we need to be forceful and fiery to break down the impurities of our life. This evening we bow to Nataraj Bhagavan as we offered him this Nataraj Stuti. Bole Nataraj Bhagavan ki Jai. Sat Srushti Tandav Rachayeta Nataraj Raj Namo Namah.
Sat Srushti Tandav Rachayeta Nataraj Raj Namo Namah. He Adya Guru Shankar Pita Namo
रचयता नटराज राज नमो नमः
हे आद्य गुरु शंकर पिता नटराज राज नमो नमः हे आद्य गुरु शंकर पिता नटराज राज नमो नमः सदशिशितांतव रचयिता नटराज राज नमो नमः
तांडव रचयता नटराज राज नमो नमः नटराज राज नमो नमः नटराज राज नमो नमः। बोले नटराज भगवान की जय। Our Katha this evening starts with Bhagwan Shivji as a parent. We see him dancing, the Lord of dances. We see him meditating. We see him, doing so many things. But we all should understand that Shivji Bhagwan is a parent as well. This evening I want to read a Katha for you. There's a name that we call the Lord. He's called Tripurari. Tripurari. I want to explain where that name came from. There's a few bhajans with that name inside, Tripurari. Tripurari as well is when the Lord created the Tripund. Tripund means the three marks across his forehead. What does it mean and why is it like that? Now this goes back to a demon by the name of Tarkasur. Once there was a demon by the name of Tarkasur. This demon, he prayed to Bhagwan Brahma. Brahma granted him a boon. What was that boon? Well, he first asked that he should be immortal. And the Lord says there is no such thing as immortality. As such, the Lord says, ask for something else and I will give that to you. So he said, okay, since you cannot give me immortality, let me be killed only by the first son of Shiva. By the first son of Shiva. Why did he make that request? He knew that Bhagwan Shivji had taken an oath. We all say about take oath and we make a promise. We have to stand by our word and everything. You ought to hear this. Bhagwan Shivji had made an oath that he'll never get married. How many married people have made that oath today? They will never get married today. They are happily married with children, doing well in life. I've always told people this. There is nothing wrong with married. You ask anybody who is here today, they are married from 50, 40 years, 30 years. Our day we celebrate a 70th wedding anniversary. People made such crazy remarks, I will never get married, I don't want to get married. But you ask people how beautiful it is. If you together bring virtues and multiply them to go to God, then marriage will be beautiful. What happens? Bhagwan Shivji has taken this oath, he'll never get married. But then what happened? He saw, other things happened. So Tarkasur knew that Shivji would never get married. So what did he do? He said, Shivji is a man of his word. He will never break his word. So Brahmadev, bless me so that I can only be killed by the son of Shivji. Now Shivji is not going to get married, which means he's not going to have children. So what happened? Tarkasur was given that boon, that vardhan, that only Shivji's son can kill you. So what happened? He started to rule the world, kill everybody and all that kind of thing, take over the world. And then the story came when everyone went to Bhagwan Shiv and begged him that you have to bring forward a creation of yours, a son of yours. Otherwise this demon will never get married. Die rather. Shivji said, but I've made a promise already. How can I do that?
Well, the world told him that, listen, you rather hold on to your word, your promise, and watch the world just being destroyed because you gave a word. You made a promise to yourself you'll never get married, and because of that you'll watch the world get destroyed. What kind of a Paramatma are you? What kind of a creator are you? So they gave him good, if we summarize that part. And what happened? Shivji Bhagwan then gave up. Then Sati came into his life, Mother Sati. And we know the story with Ma Sati. She represents the very doubtful mind of a person. Inquisitive and always very doubtful, Sati. When she had saw Bhagwan Shivji bowing to Ramji Bhagwan, she felt that was not right. She asked Shivji, why did you bow to a young boy? Well, Shivji says he is not a young boy, he is the Lord himself. Sati couldn't believe, so he disguised as Sita. And you know what happened there? Ram Bhagwan recognized her right away, because none of us can be disguised and escape with that disguise. Then again, what happened? Sati Devi, after all of that passed, there was this big yajna happening at her father's home. She wanted to go. Shivji said not to go. She still went. And that is when everyone there insulted Shivji, and she couldn't take it anymore. Her body, the yogic fire in her, consumed her body. Sati went. So there we go, Shivji again, single man. Then the world went back to Shivji Bhagwan and says, listen, Paramatma Mahadev, you still have to get married because you have to bring forth a child to slay Tarkasur. Mahadev says, well, it didn't work out the first time. So what are we going to do? He has to get married again. The divine Shakti came as Parvati. And that is when Parvati is a full, complete form. We don't see, the only mandir that I know that has a Sati Murti with the Lord is in India. There's a Murti called Daksha Temple. That's the only temple where, and the form that it is, Shivji Bhagwan holds her in her hand like this, and he's crying. Today they have the place there, they have the Kund where it's called Sati Kund. The fire used to be lighting there. They tell us that the fire lit still from the time of Sati. I don't know, they tell you that kind of stuff, but the place is there where she, body was consumed in the fire. And that's the only place where Shivji holds Sati in his hand, and he looks up in the air. He was crying. So Sati went away, Parvati Mata came. You all know the story of Parvati. Parvati Devi, she did immense penance to Bhagwan Shivji. When Parvati Devi took avatar, my friends, Naraji came to her home. Naraji came to her home, and Naraji saw the little child. Naraji saw the little child, and Naraji was amazed when she saw the little child. Naraji was a true sage. And the parents of Mother Parvati went to Naraji and said, Naraji, please tell us what is going to happen to our daughter. Naraji says, well, first of all, there's good and bad news for you. Depend how you take it. The good thing, she's going to be a tapaswi. She's going to be a dedicated daughter to you. She's going to be one that brings you virtues in life. But she's going to be married to a person who will be a little different. How different, Narad? Well, where will his home be? He will live in the Shamshan. He will live in the crematorium. He will wear snakes, not chains. He will wear skulls, not chains. He wouldn't have any cream on his body. Well, what will he have? He will have bhasma, the ash of the dead, on his body. What else will he have? What will he wear? He will wear the hide around his waist. No kurta, no pajama, nothing. When they heard this, they say, wow, what a son-in-law we're going to have for our daughter. But destiny has it like that. We cannot escape it. So when Parvati Mata grew up to be a little girl, she knew that Shivji Bhagwan was going to be her Lord. And then she went into tremendous amount of tapasya. There's a beautiful song that tells us about what she did. छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती थी. छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती. ओ छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती थी. अपने बाबा की बगिया में जाती थी. अपने बाबा की बगिया जाती थी. दलिया पर फूल ले जाती थी. उस फूल की माला बना करके शिव को पहनाया करती थी. छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती थी. वो गंगा तट पे जाती थी. गंगा जल भर के ले आती थी. वो गंगा तट पे जाती थी. गंगा जल भर के ले आती थी. गंगा जल ला करके अपने भोले को बढ़ाना करती थी. छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती थी. गौशाला में जाती थी. गैया का दूध ले आती थी. वो गौशाला में जाती थी. गैया का दूध ले आती थी. गैया का दूध लाके आशा कराया में तो करती थी. छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती. ओ छोटी सी कन्या पार्वती शंकर की पूजा करती थी. When does a person start searching for God in their life? When they have sense, as we were saying, or when they grow to be someone who has lost identity and have embraced everything else? No. Choti si kanya Parvati. From childhood, from a baby, our sanskaras as Hindus have taught us that even pre-conception, Garbhadhan sanskar, before the child comes into the womb of the mother and the father does sanskars to prepare for that coming, so that when the child comes, the child will find God. Not when they grow up and they have lost their way. They have to be given God and tradition and rituals when, they are little. Choti si kanya Parvati, Mata Parvati started to prepare for the worship of Shivji, because she knows that this is the man she's going to marry. This is not just a man and a woman, this is the divine and the goddess. She would do puja every day, pratana every day, and then she went into divine penance. She was tested, and then finally they both got married. When they got married, of course, Tarkasur heard of this, and Tarkasur was very angry. He said, "What is Shiva? What kind of a god is he? Everybody stop praying to him, because he has broken his promise." I think we get away with what a promise is and what a word is all the time, my friends. We have to relook at what these things mean in life. I give you my word, I'll do it. There are circumstances in our scriptures that have shown us. I'm not saying that you should hold your word, but to watch the world destroy, to watch destruction happening just to hold on to your word, it is not a wise thing for Shiva. When that happened, the first child that came from them, Kumar Kartikeya came, and when he was born, Kartikeya, if you don't know, in South India, Kartikeya is more known, more worshipped than Shiva himself. Kumar Kartike. They call him by many names. They call him Subramanyam. There's a beautiful chant that goes like this. Subramanyam Subramanyam Shanmuganada Subramanyam 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 Shanmuganada Subramanyam 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 Shanmuganada Subramanyam 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 Shanmuganada Subramanyam Har 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 Subramanyam Shiva 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 Subramanyam Har Shiva Subramanyam Shiva Har Subramanyam 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 Shanmuganada Subramanyam 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 Shanmuganada Subramanyam Shanmuganada Subramanyam Kartike. In South, he is more popular than Vishnu, than Shivji, than all the gods. He is just the king in the South. They do tapasya to him, prayer to him. There is a tradition there as well, that in a certain time of the year, they will fill a coconut with oil at their home. They'll do puja, and for over a month, for about 40 something days, they take off work and family, they leave everything, and they walk with the oil of that coconut to go down to Kartike, certain Kartike Mandir in South India. Walk on their feet with that oil, chanting Subramanyam's name. And on a particular day, they approach there and they take the oil in the coconut and they go to the temple and they bathe Kartike Maharaj with that coconut oil, with the oil in the coconut. You talk about tapasya, oh, it is very, very staunch there. They bathe him with the oil of, and that's why in South India, most of the murtis have black stone. They don't have this white marble murti, black stone, because they abhishek, they bathe them with a lot of oil, a lot of oil, because of their sadhana that they do. Kartike Maharaj was born Subramanyam Swami, and what happened? The obvious. He fought Tarkasur and defeated Tarkasur. So that continues our Katha this evening. Tarkasur had three sons. Tarkasur had three sons, and they were known by the name of Tarak, Vidyumali, and Kamalaksha. These three boys, when they were born, and they heard that Shivji's son, Shivji broke his promise and his son killed them. They say, we are going to make Shivji our slave. Who's going to make Shivji them slave, my friends? Well, only a devotee can do that. Only a devotee can make the Lord a slave. Because the devotee has the ability to capture the Lord, place the Lord in their heart, lock the Lord up there, and only release the Lord when they want to. That is why they say, greater than the Bhagavan is the Bhakta, is the devotee. Because the devotee holds captive the Lord. They say now the three sons of Tarkasur, their names are Tarak, Kamalaksha, and Vidyumali. They now go into divine penance, and they are going to let Bhagavan Shiv become their slave. Shiva Puran tells us, Grishmo Surya Parapam Jitvam Dikshu Prajwalaya Pavakam Tanmadhya Sarvasya Siddhyartam Jihurya Madharavad Mahatap Pratitam Sarve Pyasan Sumuchitaha Varshasatu Gasannasam Shrishti Murdhanya Dharayan. They did severe tapasya because Shivji Bhagavan loves tapasya. Mahadev Bhagavan is moved by tapasya. Tapabal, Ramayana tells us now. Tapabal. Tapa has strength. Tapa means melting. Tapasya is when you have given up pleasures of life, food and so on, and you have dedicated your body, your mind, your soul to Mahadev Bhagavan. That is called tapasya. Tomorrow is Mahashivratri. We have prepared many of you here. We have prepared many of you that we don't only fast on Mahashivratri, we cleanse before, so that when Mahashivratri comes, it will be a beautiful day to embrace Mahadev. Their tapasya, what happened to them? They went to the mountains. They, in the heat, in the sun, in the winter, for many years, they performed Hom, Havan to Bhagavan Shivji. And what happened? No matter if it was snowing or whatever it is, they kept their tapasya. They were very staunch. They were very staunch. Today, we are distracted by very little things in life. A little weather pattern, a little change of mood, and we just break everything, let it go. But we have different purposes in life, no? There is nothing wrong with that. What happened? After the tapasya, Brahma Bhagwan appeared. Prasanno asmi mahadeitya yushmakam tapasa mune sarvam dasyami yushbhyam varam bhuta yadipsitam. Brahma said, "O demon sages," and they were demons. God appeared before the demons. He appeared before the demons and said to them, "O great demon sages, I am pleased with your tapasya. Please ask me of anything that you need." God will manifest, my friends, when it is time for him to do so. Now they asked for the boons. The three demons said, "O Lord, yade prasanno deveshe yadi devo vasassayah." If you are pleased with me, then grant us these boons. That we must be destructible of any living being. O Lord, you kindly make us invincible from our enemies, free from old age, ailment, and death. Free from old age. No? There is such a boon called free from old age, which means all of us can be very youthful people, even if the number is going up. We should be free from old age and death. We should also be the cause of death to all others in this world. Why would Brahma give such a boon to a demon? Right? Why would you give a thief the keys to your home? Brahma Bhagwan, the Lord knows that this was a plan for their destruction itself. We have to be very careful of what we ask God for. We have to be extremely careful for what we ask God for. If God was that, there's no doubt whether he's powerful or not, capable of giving everything. What if the Lord knows what is best for us? When a child, even, let's take from the government perspective in Canada, whatever, wherever you live, only when you're at a certain age you can do certain things. When you're mature enough, the brain is developed, you're responsible, then they allow you to go do driver's license test. You can drive a car, you can do other things, because you have to be fully developed. They do not give you that responsibility if you're not mature as yet. But here what happens? The Lord is setting them up for their own destruction, my friends. Let us be careful every day for what we ask for. Of what use are enormous riches, vast earth, and best cities? Lord Brahma is trying to, take them off track. Brahma said, "O demons, everyone cannot be immortal and everlasting. No one can be. That is the work of the divine alone, Bhagwan alone. Don't be desirous of the same, and therefore ask for other boons. Don't ask for immortality. Don't ask to be the cause of death and so on. Ask for something else." And after that, they've asked Bhagwan Brahma. What did they say is, "Bhagavan asti tu vaishyah parakramavatam adhushma sastravanam tu tatra vasyamahe sukham." Then they had a little discussion, and they say to Brahma, "Bhagwan, please bless us with 3 cities. Bless us with 3 cities. What are they? Purani trini no dehi nirmayanthan budanihi. Give us 3 cities which should be extremely beautiful and filled with all riches and are indestructible, untouched by God himself." What a boon it is. Brahma Bhagwan says, "Well, tell me what kind of cities do you want?" Taraka, the big son, he says, "Taraka ksataha praha." Bhagwan, give me the city, a beautiful city in gold. It should be made by Vishwakarma, and it should be impenetrable by the gods. They cannot destroy it. Bhagwan says, "I bless you, a city of gold. The roof is gold, the pillar is gold, the step is gold, everything is gold. The garden is gold." The next one says, "Kamalaksha. Yayate kamalakshastu rajatam sumahasvana vidyunmani cha samhrishto vrajama samayam mahat. Kamalaksha says, Bhagwan Brahma, my city should be made of silver. I want silver and everything, same thing, roof, everything. And Vajramali desired his city to be made of iron and steel. So these three cities represent the Trigunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, the three qualities. The pure quality, the mix of pure and evil, and the evil quality. This is what symbolically it means. Bhagwan Brahma listened to this. And then what happens? On a specific day when the sun is in Abhijit constellation, they requested, they were very knowledgeable people. They just did not start building their home on any day. It is written in the Ramayana and the Shiva Puran here that the sun was in Abhijit constellation. Abhijit is the most auspicious, when the sun moves that day on a daily basis, is the most auspicious time to do something. There is a time to do everything, my friends. There is a time to eat. There is a time to sleep. There is a time to build. There is a time to break. Last night you heard people from the Radha Krishna Mandir, they were here. They are doing their groundbreaking ceremony. When is it that they are doing their groundbreaking ceremony? In May 3rd. That is, of course, an extremely auspicious day. It happens every year, once every year. When the entire universe, the entire planet arranges itself in a certain way so that only auspiciousness exists on that day. Does anybody know what that day is? It's called Akshay Tritiya. Akshay Tritiya, very, very auspicious day. By the way, it was on Akshay Tritiya as well, which we did our groundbreaking ceremony here on this land. Extremely, extremely auspicious day. You start something with good intent on Akshay Tritiya, it is bound to bear good results. Bound to bear good results. They found an extremely wonderful day and they start to build that home. There's three cities. What happens now? They told Brahma to build this city beautiful and to let it not be distracted by anything. When they came back, my friends, everything was built beautiful. And what the Rakshas started to do now, they harnessed the powers given to them by Brahma, and they are now going to start destroying the world. When they start to do that, my friends, the Lord is never moved by pride. The Lord is never moved by arrogance. The Lord understands that when gifts are given to us, we must cherish those gifts. The entire world now starts to scream to Bhagwan Bholenath. They start to pray to Bhagwan Bholenath for help and for him to come. Bhole, oh Bhole, Jatadhari, Tripurari, Jatadhari, Tripurari, जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले, जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले, भोले, ओ भोले, त्रिपुरारी, ओ जटाधारी, त्रिपुरारी, जग से है तुम निराले, है नाथ डमरू वाले, जग से है तुम निराले, है नाथ डमरू वाले, भोले,
गणपति संग विराजे, दम 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 रूपाजे भोले। गौरा गणपति संग विराजे, दम 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 रूपाजे। ऐसे हो मत वाले जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले। जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले। भोले हो भोले, शंभो। भस्मी रमाए तन पे, पहने मृग की छाला। रहते हो अपनी धुन में, भगिया को पी के प्याला। कानों में बिच्छू के कुंडल, हाथ में त्रिशूल कमंडल। कानों में बिच्छू के कुंडल, हाथों में त्रिशूल कमंदर। नाग गले में डाले, कब से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले। जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले। भोले हो भोले, भोले हो भोले। जटाधारी त्रिपुरारी, हो जटाधारी त्रिपुरारी। जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले। जग से है तुम निराले, हे नाथ डमरू वाले। भोले हो भोले, भोले हो भोले। हे जटाधारी, हे त्रिपुरारी। जग से है तुम निराले, है नाथ डमरू वाले। In this way, they pray to Bhagavan Shivji. Namo Hiranyagarbhaya Sarvashishti Vidhayane, Namasiti Krite Tobhyam Vishnave Prabhu Vishnave. This is a beautiful prayer of the Mahashiva Puran. All the devatas went and they said, Namo Hiranyagarbhaya, O Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha means the sustainer of the planet, the sustainer of all creation. They pray to Bhagavan Shivji. When we chant the Rudram, this is one of the things we say. Namo Hiranyavahave Senanye Dishanyapataye Namo Namo. We bow to you, Bhagavan, the sustainer of all creation. How can you let these three blessings of yours, that did tapasya to you, how could you allow them to destroy us? We ask ourselves this question all the time. Bhagavan Mahadev, you are the form of Hara, destroyer of all living beings. You are Nirguna, possessing immense luster and so. And they continue to pray to him. Bhagavan Shivji comes down and say, Ayam ve Tripura Yaksha Punyavan Vartate Dhuna Yatra Punyam Pravartena Tahantavyo Bidhe Kwachit. Is this the first time we have seen that people have abused their powers? We are seeing what is happening in the world today, at this moment here. But we can't talk about it because you don't know who is listening. All the countries are quiet. Nobody is putting boots on the ground. They're afraid of being nuked. And the whole world is watching. Entire world is watching while a country just marches into another country
and just bombs them, shoots them. And the whole world is watching because they have over 6,000 nuclear warheads. It's not the first time this is happening, right? Let's not forget when America went to Iraq and bombed the whole country, and they were searching for weapons of mass destruction. Didn't find one up to today. But you all are educated people. You probably figured this stuff out already. This is not the first time. In every age, in every kalpa, in every janam, you find that there is abuse of powers. Abuse of powers from the highest level to the lowest level. Where people are given a little bit of power. Know that where that power has come from, the source of that power can simply be cut. Right? It can simply be cut, taken away from you, and you will be left powerless. Those who are doing these things today, leaders and people with influence, a day will come when they will cease to exist. Right? How many wars have been fought on this earth? Can we say that this world is a better place before those wars? Can anybody say that? Is this world going to be a better place because of slaughter and because people are just abusing their powers? This is all a gift from God. Whatever you have, a power, an influence, wealth, whatever it is, please understand the source is Bhagwan. Right? The source is God. And I always tell our people here in the temple, our community, whoever listens online, if you have the ability at your work, let us just think small for a second. If you have the ability at work to help people and to uplift them, we have people who are supervisors, managers, please be gentle with them. Please be gentle with them. I've always asked people that. Because when you abuse your powers, it comes back. Everything comes back to you. If anybody is boss here for anybody and they're Hindus and thing, please know that Shiratri is Tuesday. So if they call in sick, don't be too harsh on them. Right? Don't be too harsh on them if they call in sick. We have to be reasonable with people sometimes. Work will still be there if you're off Tuesday or if you're off the next 4 days when you go back. Work is not going to go anywhere. It will wait for you. Right? The business wouldn't crash. The banks wouldn't crash. The country wouldn't crash if you stay away from work one day. It wouldn't. It will not. The next day you go, your work will wait for you there. Right? So be reasonable with people. Be kind with people because it comes right back to you. But never abuse your powers because those powers, your wings, as the old people used to say back home, your wings can be clipped one day. You ever heard the term before? When your wings clip, that's it. Your wings won't clip. The Lord can clip your wings any day, my friends. Whatever is given to you can be taken back. Now Bhagwan Shivji says, listen, you all are praying for the downfall of these 3 demons. You know what is keeping them like this? They are devotees of mine. Although they are demons, they are prayerful. They are tapaswi. They perform yajna homa. So how is the Lord going to just say, I'm going to destroy you? So he has to come up with a plan. So he says, there is one that is known to be the Mayavi Roop in this creation. And that is Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayeti Shadbhita. Vishnu Mayeti Shadbhita. Durga Devi is one of the names she has is Vishnu Mayeti, which means she is one of the illusory forms of Bhagwan Vishnu. When the Lord wants to send his illusion in this world, illusion is created by God. Please understand that. Created by God for many ways, for many reasons. When he wants to do illusory work, he sends. And one of them he says in Vishnu Mayeti Durga. So Bhagwan Shiva says you have to go to the man of illusion, the Lord of illusion. And he will create an illusion for you to weaken the powers of these Tripuras. Everybody went now to Bhagwan Vishnu. And they all praise to Vishnu. Narayana Namaha, Narayana Namaha. Vishnu Bhagwan says, oh God, what is it that you want today? And then all of them says, you have to help us destroy these 3 demons. Bhagwan Vishnu says, no worries, all of you go home, I'll take care of the rest. What did Bhagwan Vishnu did? Bhagwan Vishnu created from his body, he created an illusory form. How did this form create? Sanat Kumar is narrating this Katha. Srijyata Mahateja Purusham Satma Sambhavam Ekam Mayamayam Tesham Dharavignatamachyutaha Mundanam Mlanavasram Cha Ghushti Patra Samanvitam Dadhanam Punjikam Haste Chalayantam Pade Pade. Bhagwan Vishnu created a person. He said, I'm going to create an illusory power to distract these 3 demons so that they will lose their power. He created this person. How did this person look? Mundinam Mlalavasram Cha. His head was clean shaven like a yogi, like a monk. His head was clean shaven. He was cladded in rugged clothing. He looked like one of those monks. And a dirty sack was hanging from his shoulder, and he carried a broom in his hands, and he was moved. He was moving the broom every step he takes. A broom in one hand, and he carries a duster in one hand. Vastrayuktam tatha hastam. Vastrayuktam, the duster, no? Tatha hastam. Shriyamanam mukhe sada. He carried a duster in one hand. The face was dried up, uttering the word dharma. He uttered the word dharma with anxiety. He offered his salutation to Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu says, you are my illusory power. What is your name? Arihannam te syatu hyanyanapita shambhachaha sthanam vyakshyati te paschat prastutama dadaratam. Your name will be Arihant. Arihant, he looked like a monk, churki, bald head, rugged clothing, a bag in his hand, he has his broom, his duster, and he's just walking around. Your name will be Arihant, and I shall tell you about the place you should go and what you should do. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Bolo Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya.
Dadami tav nirmano samatha tad bhavishyati maya cha vividha shigram tadvadhinam bhavishyati. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
The illusory Arihant, the one with the bald head, the churki, the bag in his hand, he said, Mahavishnu, as the illusory power, what should I do? He said, I will bestow you, I will give you with the ability to be an illusion, to teach people the wrong things. But Prabhu, you want me to teach people the wrong things? He says, yes, you are Mayavi Roop. There are people like that on this earth. Don't be surprised about it. It's called an illusory power of the Lord. They trick you into doing all sorts of, and if you have never heard of this, come on. They trick you to do all sorts of things. Paint a big picture in front of you, and all these kind of things. Take your money, do whatever they want with it. Then you go back for it, you don't know where it's gone. You have seen this, at least you've heard it, read about it, or in some cases have experienced it before. Right? He says, you're going to teach people Maya. You're going to be the source of Maya. Maya means illusion. There is such a thing as illusion. There is such a thing as illusion in this world, my friends. I've always tell you about I'm going to tell you again because I believe the more you go to the dal, the more the dal gets sweet. Right? When I first came to Canada, two things caught me. Right? I first went to Niagara Falls on a Friday night. My sister took me, a couple days in Canada. Oh, and I saw, wow, the great Niagara Falls. So that was early afternoon, place was bright. And then after that, we drive around a little bit, go in a little shop, buy some statue and things, some cup with Niagara Falls and so. And then come back, the place is dark. And then when I watch the falls, I see the Niagara Falls turn blue. I said, my God. I didn't have a camera then. I didn't have a phone. We didn't have those things. And then the water turned red. I said, Bob, that was blue. And then the water turned green. And then the water turned red, blue, and green at the same time. I says, wow, y'all Canada, I've heard of your Canada full of snow, but look, Niagara Falls turned red, blue, and green at the same time. Illusion. The second experience I had is when one day there was this big field. It was summertime, so they're not maintaining this field and everything. And this field was so filled with this yellow flower. I came out and I said, what? These people took so much time to plant this whole field, and the flowers were so little. And the field looked so pretty. Like everybody took their time and put one little flower inside. And then somebody come knock my head and say, hey, bye, a thing named dandelion. Dandelion. It's an illusion. It looks beautiful. Even when bad things come together, right? Even when bad things, not so nice things come together, in harmony, they look so beautiful, right? So there I was. That's called illusion. Something happened to be real, but it is not real. And then again, how many times you're driving down the highway on a hot sunny day, and then as you're driving, you see long down the road, far down the road, there's water in the middle of the road, right? And you're driving to meet the water, but you not meet the water. When we were little, we used to go up the quarantine, and there's a long road to drive up to go. And I see the water as a little boy. I'm like, here, we gotta get to the water. And then the bus is driving, and the water keep going on. I said, Mommy, where's the water? But that's the heat of the heat wave on the road. Illusion. This is called Maya. Maya. And that is why I've told our Hindu people, that is a name you should not give to a person. That is a name that you should not give to a person. It sounds nice, yeah? Maya, it's a beautiful name. It sounds well. But if you know the meaning of it, it means illusion. Right? Now, if anybody here named Maya tonight, please forgive me. I'm not telling you have a bad name. I'm just telling you that, because whatever people call you, that you become. Right? That's what you become. You know that. You call somebody clumsy, they're bound to become clumsy. Right? They're bound to become clumsy. Or if you call them, hey child, a good name, Ram, Krishna, and all this kind of thing, they'll become Ram and Krishna. So what happens? They say, your name, an Arihant. Now, Arihant, who would want to have a name like Arihant? Your name will be Arihant. He came from Narayan. Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane. Beautiful name, but you give him Arihant, the illusory one. What is my work, my Lord? Well, your work is Arihant. That you're going to go to these three Rakshas and you're going to destroy their life. But Prabhu, you have blessed them. Mahadev has blessed them with strength, but they're abusing it, Lord Vishnu says. You're going to go with an illusory power and distract them from what they're doing. What am I going to do, my Lord? Karyaste dikshita nyunam patinaya prayatnata Madagyaya tadoshte sa bhavishyati mahamule. You're going to go and become an ascetic in their life. That is why you will be created with a shaven head. Because when people see somebody like that, a shaven head, they're frail, they have a little churki, they have a bag, and they're walking down. People go and bow to them. They don't know if they're walking like that because they're old or incapable. They don't know if they just like to have bald head, but they just go and bow to them. You will become an ascetic. But why an ascetic? Why? Why did you bald my head? Have we forgotten Bhaja Govindam? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Modmate. Are Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam,
भज मोद मते भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मोद मते भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम मोर मते संप्राप्ते सम्निहिते काले नहीं नहीं रक्षते दुकृत करते भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मोर मते जतिलो मुंदिल लुंचित केश काशयमाव्यावधिरुग केश पश्यन् पीचन पश्यति मुदा उदरि मे तं पे कुरुवास्ते भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूर मते गोविंदम भज मूर मते गोविंदम भज Bhaja Govindam is a prayer written by Adi Shankaracharya. He was talking about the realities of the world. In this prayer he wrote, Jatilo mundo lunchit kesha kashaya bharanuk vesha. He said there are many people, Adi Shankara said, there are many people who will be with the Jatilo mundi, who will be with the matted locks like Lord Shiva, or who will bald their head and grow the shikhar, the churki, and they will walk around with bhasma on their body. And then people will look at them and they will run to grab their feet because they think like they're going to be ascetics. Adi Shankaracharya predicted this. He knew this. So Arihant says, Prabhu, why bald head? Bhagwan Vishnu says, Hare bhai, this is the look. The look can be deceiving. We'll come to that just now about his looks. Go. What you will teach them? Bhagwan Vishnu says, Tata samundi paripalayam hare ragyam tata nirminatascha shishyan yatha swarupam chaturastadani mayamayam shashpanatastavyam. Thereafter, you've shaven your head, you look like a monk. I will command you to go and create an illusory shastra, an illusory scripture. Not the Vedas, not the Puranas, not the Itihasas. You will have to create rather an illusory scripture. Write a scripture that talks everything opposite about Dharma. Prabhu, what is the opposite of Dharma? I don't know what is the opposite of Dharma. And here the Lord writes, my friends, all the things that we should not be doing in this life. He said, in this illusory shastra, here is what I want you to write. Malinanye vasamsi dhayanto hyabhyashina dharmolaba param tattvam vadansyam hi yatarshanaha. Go and tell them all about the opposite of the shastra. So he has to know the shastra, the scriptures, in order to write the opposite of it. So he has to learn the Vedas now. He learned the Vedas and he wrote the shastras. He says, no, that's not all. What I want you to do, I want you to initiate them. Initiate means, the Guru initiation service is a very, very powerful thing. When someone initiates you, when you're initiated into a process, that is a life commitment you're making. Initiation means a sankalp, a vow. I won't use anyone as an example, I use me an example. Like I was initiated into a process called Sri Vidya. I've always told you about this. Sri Vidya is the strictest initiation you can take on this earth. The strictest. The commitment to your practice, to your discipline, it means a lot of things, which I don't think you're interested in, but it's a lot of disciplines. Your puja, your practice, your disciplines, what you eat, where you eat, who you eat from, how long you eat, how much you eat. This is all Sri Vidya. You're initiated into a process. The Guru initiates you and gives you a number of things to do. Guru's in India, I'm here. You can think you can trick the Guru, but the minute you put on your computer and he looks at your face, he knows right away what you have done. They know everything. Every single thing they know.
So what happened now? Arihant went, and he went to the Tripuras. When he walks in the Tripura, in the three cities, the three kings saw him. And when they saw him, remember I told you? Bald head, wears the clothes of a monk. He has the broom in his hand. He has a little bag within him. He has the bhasma on his forehead. And he is walking down like an old man. When they saw him now, they all went and they bowed to him. They don't know where he came from, what he did, nothing like that. The looks can be very, very deceiving sometimes. Looks can be very, very deceiving sometimes. The very first time I went to India, I didn't walk with enough clothes to wear. I didn't walk enough clothes to wear. So what I had to do, I had to settle for the local clothes. And they make the local clothes 3 sizes smaller than me because they don't make them big like me anymore. That includes the slippers. So go try finding a size 11.5 slippers in India. You will have a very hard time. They don't make them like that anymore. Biggest you get, 9.5. So there I was, I had to fit my foot in the 9.5 slippers. So half foot the outside and half foot the inside the slippers. And that went for a kurta as well. I didn't have tailors at that time. I went to a local shop and I buy one of those Hare Ram, Hare Krishna kurta, you know. Short sleeve, tight, short sleeve. So I sit in the car now and we stop at a fruit stand. And you know, we have my chandan on the forehead, just come out from Monday. Big chandan on the forehead, Rudraksh Mala, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, written all over your body. I stop in, wear my sunglasses, you know. Wind down the glass now to pick up some banana. We're doing some fasting that day. People walking by, they're putting their hands through the glass to touch your feet. I'm like, bapri bap, what is this? The form is very deceiving. We wear on the Hare Ram, Hare Krishna kurta, you know, the mark on your forehead, the glasses on your eyes, the Rudraksh Mala, they all start to bow to your feet. Right? They hold on to anything that they can have. The 3 kings now, they saw this man and they went to him and they bowed to him and they asked him what he wanted and he told them everything. And they said, okay. They put him to sit down. And he said, before I can teach you anything, I must initiate you. Initiating means the commitment. He initiated all of them. When he initiated all of them, he says, now you have to accept my teachings. Whatever I teach you have to accept it. They say, haha, Guruji, for sure, I will accept it. What does he says? Anadi siddhim sansara karta kritum vivarjita swayam pratur bhaveteya smayaveva viliyate. Their hearts were not pure. So whatever you tell them, it's being, you know, sown in their mind. Weak-minded people, anything you tell them, they will take it, they will accept it. You tell them some gossip story or something, right away they do not think twice, they do not think, they just accept everything you tell them. Weak-minded people. Those who are being blessed by God, that have some wisdom in them, will sit back and question, will ask, you know, will not come up to any conclusions, will not decide. And that is the kind of person we need to be. Strong, good willpower, so that nobody sows seeds of destruction and gossips in your mind. They shouldn't. And he says, okay, I'm going to tell you about the scriptures now. Tell us about the scripture. First thing he says, Brahmadischatya varyantam yavadena mimadhayam Atmavai vantudustatra dvitiyatma sisiyataha. Let me give you a clue. Everything he's going to tell them is the opposite of our dharma. Everything he's going to tell them, because he's Arihant, the illusory one. Everything he's going to say is the opposite of our dharma. So what did he say? Anadhi siddhim samsara karta krityam vivarjitaha. He said, let me tell all of you 3 something. There is no such thing as God. There is no such thing as Bhagavan. He said, true? He said, yes. Look at me. I am the Siddha. I am the Sadhu. I'm the one with the bhasma on my forehead. I'm the one who shaved my head. I'm the one with torn clothing. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as Bhagavan. There's no such thing as God. They say, Jai Ho. They hold on to it. Yad Brahma Vishnu Rudrakya. Yad Brahma Vishnu Rudrakya. Have you heard of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh? They says, yes. Huh, Guruji? We heard everything about him. They say, well, in reality, they do not exist. These are just names that people have come up with to give someone in the heavens to make you feel that you are powerless and they are powerful. Don't even think about them. We get told this how many times? Hindus are saying this today. There is no such thing as God. There is no such thing as God. One Vedanta met me one time and he says, you know this place called Ayodhya and Kashi? These are just places created to give you fear that they exist for you to go there and all that. There's no such things. Hindus are saying this. There is no such God. Yad Brahmani Rudrakya Tadakhyata Dehinamipaha. There is no Brahma, there is no Vishnu, there is no Rudra and others. Merely these are name embodied beings. And my name is Arihant. I am for real. When the time comes, no God will punish you. No God will save you. Don't worry about this thing called karma. It does not exist. Don't worry about doing good to others. That doesn't exist. You just eat for yourself, do for yourself, live for yourself. That is the rule of life. You matter and only you matter. This is the teaching he's giving them. Remember this teaching? Everything he's giving them, this Shiva Puran, is the opposite of what it should be. We should not live for ourselves. This is not your life alone. This is not your life to live alone. No, no, no. But he continues. They ask him about vrat. Tell us about vrat. Tell us about fasting. He says, what vrat? By consuming food every day, you please the body becomes happy. When the body becomes happy, nihara ahara minam chaiva praptya sarve hi devi bha sadrishi bho sambhrito prapno yatram dehi kram. He says, why do you suffer the body from food? Why do you go through sufferings and neglect food and water and only eat fruits and tasteless food? Eat what you want. Eat anything that you want. This is your life. And he goes on to tell them. They ask him, Are bhai, this is Sadhuji, we are married, we have one wife, tell us about this. He says, no, that is nonsense. Santunyana sahasrani rupalavana yakpuvaha. Paramni nidhano kale. That a person, he said, a person can be free to marry to thousands of women. And thousands of women can live with thousands of men. This is the kind of teaching he's given them. This is all, of course, opposite of what they're supposed to do. And there's so much thing. This is a good Katha actually. Because the Katha tells us he's teaching them everything they're not supposed to do. Which means, if you reverse it, that is where you get the merit. He says, they ask him about sleeping. Jagradan, like we'll be doing tomorrow night, Jagaran. Shivratri is a time for wakefulness. Awakening the consciousness. Remember I told you? In all of us, there's a little monkey, there's a little salipenta, there's a little cobra, there's a little cockroach. Why is consciousness important? Because you have to be conscious that when these behaviors rise up, they should not take charge of you. That is what consciousness is. That is what Jagaran is, wakefulness. He says all that is nonsense. Do not deprive your body of sleep. Do not give your sleep away to any god. Do not deprive your body from any comforts. Don't give away any comforts. There is no such one as a God. And then he went on. There is no life after death. There is no such thing called good deeds and bad deeds. And then what he did, my friends, he corrupted them so much. They did not have. And what he said, let me turn here. I left out a lot of stuff because it's a lot. He says, Ehim swarga narako praninam nanya kvachitaha. There is no such thing as heaven. There is no such thing as hell. Everything that you do in this life, people tell you that, right? I'm sure you hear that one before. Y'all don't worry about heaven and hell. If this earth is heaven and this earth is hell. Please don't ever believe that nonsense, my friends. I use very strong words when I tell you that. I use very, very strong words when I tell you that. Don't believe those kind of things. People tell you there is no heaven, there is no other place, and there is no narak. There is no patal, there is no Vaikuntha. Right? This is a very catchy thing. When you want to be popular, you stand up and you tell people these things, that God, who is this God? Where is He? Why is He not intervening right now in this great war that is happening? Right? And it sinks in people's mind, yeah, this guy is talking truth. Why is God feeding? There is a picture people put on the internet sometimes with devotees lining up to go give Shivji dhar, and this little boy at the side is hungry, and Lord Shiva is with him giving him the milk. I'm sure you see that one already, right? Somebody painted it and put it up there. And they are all questioning. The Hindus are all, this and that. They are senseless. They are feeding a stone lingam when they are hungry people. That which is this God that wants your milk to drink, and all kind of nonsense. And when people tell you that, it kind of clicks sometime. You know what? That thing makes sense. Why Lord Shiva want milk? Whole night we get milk. Today we bathe him with all the Panchagavya. We make Charnamrit. Why would he want that, and he allowing the little children to starve? Because we look at things at the very base level of life. We look at things as we want to see it, not how it should be. You don't know what karmas they're burning out, right? You don't know what wrong they did, who they killed, who they raped, who they tortured in their previous life that they have to come back, whose food they stole. We don't know anything about that. But we're blaming God. Lord Shiva used to stop drink milk and give all that milk to all the... I am for feeding people. I am for feeding the hungry. I am for feeding those who need. But I'm not for blaming my God because they are needy. I'm not for that. There's a lot of things, because as Panditji, we have to defend these things. People come in and say, Panditji, you give all the milk to Lord Shiva. If you save all the milk together, you can feed the people in Africa. You're wasting milk. Well, it looks like that. But I want to tell you, before we go there, let us look at how many other areas of life we are wasting. $40 billion have gone in waste. Right? $40 billion. You know the food that you eat, that our children eat and adults eat, have gone in the garbage. Garbage. $40 billion a year in Canada is thrown away in garbage on food. On the little bit that you don't want. Take a whole plate of salad, but you eat out all the rice and throw away the salad. Throw away the vegetables. Throw away the cereals. Throw away all the goodies, or things rather that makes you happy. And you eat the things that suppress life. Billions of dollars are thrown away in waste. Can't we not take that number and send it to Africa? We should do that. But you see, when people want to create a little bit of a jhagra, they turn to religion, thinking that religious people are weak. They only chant Om Namah Shivaya all day. They will not listen to you. The Hindus are the ones that give God parsad when people are starved. These things, I've seen them for many, many years. I've gone through them, but it does not stick in my mind because I'm not weak-minded. You shouldn't subscribe to stuff like that, right? Don't do it. This sage is telling, so-called sage is telling them about that. No good, no bad. Don't worry about everything. And what happened? They stopped doing their tapasya. They stopped doing their sadhana, and they became more evil. They left God. And now what happens, my friends? It is time for the Lord now to intervene. They have become weak. They have gone more evil. And they did not deserve to be here. Bhagwan Shivji, they all went to him now. And they prayed to him. Karpur Gauram Karunavataram Sansar Saram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी। जय हे त्रिलोचन, जय दुख मोचन, जय हे त्रिलोचन, जय दुख मोचन, जय हे मंगलकारी। जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी। प्रदायक शरण तरंगे, शीश जटा में शोभित गंगे। मुक्ति प्रदायक शरण तरंगे, शीश जटा में शोभित गंगे। अंग बभूतर माये भोले, जय कैलाश बिहारी। जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, बोलो जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी। गले रुंद की माल, गले रुंद की माल, कठिन मृग चाल भक्त सन साजे। तू ही चंद्र सोहे भाल, धिनक धिन ताल ये डमरू बाजे। दुष्ट निकंदन है, हे जगवंदन है हो। दुष्ट निकंदन है, हे जगवंदन है। जय त्रिशूल धरतारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी। हम भोले जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी। जय हे त्रिलोचन, जय दुख मोचन, जय हे जय दुख मोचन, जय हे मंगलकारी। जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी, जय 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 त्रिपुरारी। जय हे त्रिलोचन, Jai Dukhamochan. But he went to Shivji. Shivji says, Mahadev. They all said, Mahadev, this is your chance. Those who have come into this world to abuse their powers, the same powers which was given to them by the divine, the same powers will be taken away by the divine. Be careful every day, my friends, that we are running into illusory things every single day. Every single thing, every single day, illusion comes in front of us, manifests in front of us. You gotta ask yourself, is this really for me? But how are you going to be prepared to deal with illusion? Right? Many, many simple things of illusion, right? You have so many things already, but you want more of the same thing. Right? You have so many things already. I mean, how many pairs of shoes can one person wear? Right? I'm not talking about any particular gender here or anybody in particular. I'm just saying, how many pair of shoes can one person wear? How many types of bags do one person need to carry all their money inside? Huh? How many do we need? But we have enough already. It's not enough. It has to be more. It's called an illusion. Many times you go to the store, and this is base level. I'm not talking about philosophy here. You go to the store, you get everything you need, everything you get, and you buy more and more and more. But you stand up in the checkout line, and the marketing people will probably know what I'm talking about. This is my business. This is what I do for a living, by the way. You stand up in the line and you're checking out, and then you see something so cute. It has nothing to do with your life. It has nothing. You don't even know it exists. Hey, this thing look cute. You know, it looks. Put it in the bag. And you walk two step more, you feel something. They're called, what they call, impulsive items. Huh? Yeah. Impulsive, right? They are there to trick you, to tell you that, you know what, I am cute and I belong in your shopping bag. I am cute and I belong in your shopping bag. That's what they're there to tell you. And they're placed so nicely in order, right? That is just base level illusion, my friends. But we get more and more into that these days. Please understand, illusion has come for a purpose in life. Let us realize what it is. When someone comes and tells you something, don't believe everything someone tells you. Don't believe everything someone tells you. I think we all know these little things these days, but we still subscribe to it. Ask yourself a lot of questions. Why are you coming and telling me this in the first place? Right? Ask yourself, the person who they're talking about, right? Is this really real? Is it any of your business in the first place to even listen to something like that? Because illusions come in many, many ways. Don't have a weak mind where anyone can plant seeds of illusion in them. And similarly, my friends, don't subscribe to someone because they look holy. Someone dress up, wear a particular color of clothing, grow a long beard sometimes, tap their head and things like that. You gotta bow to them. You don't know a thing about their lifestyle. You don't know about what they've done, what they eat, what they drink, nothing like that. You know where they have come from, but you just give everything to them because they probably dress like me. Right? It doesn't work like that. Illusions come in many, many forms in this life to draw from you, to distract you. Be careful. How are we going to be careful? We have to be close to Prabhu. When you're close to Mahadev, my friends, then you have an eye, you have an ear for these things. The minute you see it, you know. The minute you hear it, you know it doesn't sound right. If it doesn't smell right, if it doesn't sound right, and if it doesn't look right, in most cases, it is not right. It is not right. That's a very simple teaching. Shivji Bhagwan, when the Tripuras, the three brothers, abused their powers, they succumbed to illusion, he took one arrow and he shot in this arrow and it destroyed the 3 cities called the Tripuras. You will notice on the Lord's forehead, he has the tripunda. That's called the tripunda. When he wears the tripunda, he means he has mastered illusion of all kinds. That is what tripunda means. Mastery over illusions of all kinds. And sometimes you will see the tripunda, and you'll see in the lingam we also put a bindu going up like this. That is the arrow that destroys the illusory powers. It's a very beautiful setting, and it is done for a reason. This is our Katha to you tonight, as why the Lord is called Tripurari. From that day, we call him Tripurari. Hey Tripurari. It's a beautiful song that goes like that. Hey Ganga Dhari Bhole Shankar. Tomorrow morning is Shivratri. Tomorrow morning is Shivratri. We have to start puja at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it means we got to wake up 3:30. And we're leaving here about 1 o'clock tonight. So you know how that works. A lot of preparations for tomorrow. You can't miss it. You have to come out and spend the night with us. Please forgive me, but tonight I'm a little thrown off, you know. Because every time the chairs are used to being here and the crowd is usually here. Now, crowd is that way, and you got a long crowd there, and then middle here empty. So it's kind of, it throws you off a little bit, but it takes time to get used to. We have to reorganize things a little bit to make sure that we get everybody a comfortable space. There will be chairs tomorrow for those who cannot sit, those who are ill, or those who are old, or if you're young and you get foot problem and thing, there are chairs for you. But those who are able and can sit on the floor, please sit on the floor tomorrow. It's nice. The posture is very good, and it's good for devotion actually. So come tomorrow, if you can come in the morning, 5 o'clock. We're doing Abhishekam and Shiva and Parvati, the whole works, bathing the lingam, dressing up them. And tomorrow morning is the final Sahasranam for the 54-day period. I hope you can join us. And those of you online, I want to thank you very much for being with us for so many days. There are people, about 70 people who are doing sadhana. Every morning they wake up early. And one of those gentlemen is Uncle Dan Madhu. And I want to wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Uncle Dan. I want to dedicate a song to you because 76 years old, you're such a staunch devotee of this Lord. And I want to wish you a happy birthday. And I hope and pray that you live for many more years, enjoy happiness and enjoy bliss. I've never met him, by the way. I don't even know who he is. But for all this year, through Shanti Satsang, he's connected to us. There's been dedications. He's always a devotee. He wishes us well and all that kind of thing. So Uncle Dan, happy birthday to you. And I hope one day we can meet. I hope you can leave Texas and come to cold Toronto one day and visit us so we can meet here. Happy birthday to you, Uncle Dan. I want to say dedication as well this evening to Kristen, Devendra, Grayson, Landon, and Everly. Bhagwan Shivji's blessings to all of you on this beautiful occasion of Shivratri. And to Yashindi C. Gopal, sending you the healing powers of Bhagwan Shivji as well. To Vikantara Lal, volunteers of our temple, and the devotees here, they're here tonight. Bhagwan's blessings to them in abundance. To Lisa Jamwanti and her family, who are devotees and prayerful people here. Bhagwan's blessings to them. And to Lakshmi and Dara and their family, Bhagwan Shivji and Mat Parvati's blessings on them for taking on such huge responsibilities in our community to help us to carry this beautiful institution. Hey Tripurari, Hey Gangadhari Bhole Shankar, Bhasma Ramaye, Bhakt Sahaya hai Kailash ki Vasi, Dikha do Chavi Avinashi, है तेरे भक्त विनाशी यकिया दर्शन की प्यासी है त्रिपुरारी हे गंगाधारी भोले शंकर भस्म रमाय भक्त सहाय है कैलाश निवासी दिखा दो छवि विनाशी है तेरे भक्त विनाशी यकिया दर्शन की प्यासी हे त्रिपुरारी हे गंगाधारी. नित्य प्रति जो बोले बाबा को त्यागे, नित्य प्रति जो बोले बाबा को त्यागे, मंदिर में उनका ध्यान लगावे,
पुष्प चढ़ाते भजन है गाते तेरे शंकर पुष्प चढ़ाते पुष्प चढ़ाते भजन है गाते तेरे शंकर सुन लो पुकार करो उधार है कैलाश निवासी दिखा दो छवि अविनाशी है तेरे भक्त विनाशी यकिया दर्शन की प्यासी हे त्रिपुरारी हे गंगाधारी संकट में जब भक्त पुकारे पावन तेरा नाम उचारे संकट में जब भक्त पुकारे पावन तेरा नाम उचारे संकट हरते है सबके नीलेश्वर संकट हरते संकट हरते है सबके नीलेश्वर कर कल्याण रूप महान देखा विनाशी देखा जो करिय विनाशी है तेरे भक्त विलासी यकिया दर्शन की प्यासी हे त्रिपुरारी हे गंगाधारी भोले शंकर भस्म रमा भक्त सहाय है कैलाश निवासी दिखा दो छवि अविनाशी है तेरे भक्त विलासी अखिया दर्शन की प्यासी दिखा दो छवि अविनाशी है तेरे भक्त विलासी अखिया दर्शन की प्यासी दिखा दो छवि अविनाशी है तेरे भक्त विलासी अखिया दर्शन की प्यासी हे त्रिपुरारी गंगाधारी बोले मापति महादेव की जय नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो many thanks for coming out tonight. We will move into Aarti, but just a reminder of what's happening tomorrow. The flow, you must be aware of this. 6 o'clock, the first prahar starts in the evening. The temple will be open all day for darshan. Those of you who want to come in, please come. But 6 o'clock in the evening, we start the prahar. I'll start with puja. Then we do the first abhishekam ceremony. And then everybody will be invited tomorrow evening for abhishekam, milk and juice and so on to the Lord. We are providing that. Please do not bring any such thing as milk and juice into the temple. We are providing as much as you need. You don't need to bring. And then afterwards you offer prasad. Having thought about it, prasad is offered every prahar, so you can offer your prasad and your dakshina every prahar. But juice is the only thing you're not offering every prahar. The second prahar, you will bring a prasad and you'll put bel patra on the lingam. When you put the bel patra on the lingam, you go to Shiva and Parvati, offer prasad, you go back and sit down. I do not want tomorrow night to be spent lining up, because we do not want your experience here to be a line-up experience. It must be a pleasant one, where you're chanting, you're meditating, you're muttering, you're doing the things. All those things have to be done quickly. Those things, my friends, are to please you. I'm telling you this. When you go there, spend a little time, put your prasad, offer your milk, juice, and so on, go back and sit down, and then you'll feel the purpose of Mahashivaratri. The Alankar is made up such night tomorrow that is going to really, bring devotion to you. I've asked people to sponsor the prahars, my friends. Go online, banishankarmandir.com, click on Shivratri. Sponsor a prahar. Tomorrow, what I will do, I will go there. All those who sponsor first prahar, today we have about 40 people, the last I counted, who have sponsored the first prahar. I will go there at the end of that prahar, when the lingam is dressed up, when the energy of the Lord is high, and I'll take a paper or computer, whatever they give me. I'm going to call everybody's name, because Mahadev needs to bless you. Dhan pavitra hai, dan man pavittan pavitra hai seva. Our body is blessed through seva. Our wealth is blessed through charity. You deserve His blessings on this very auspicious night.
I'll stand there and I'll call everybody's name who sponsored that prahar. And the second prahar, and the third prahar, and the fourth prahar. Because I'm obligated to do that for you. I was so touched to see how many sponsorship came through. You have up to tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I think, to get your sponsorships in. We're tallying it up. There's only one way to do it. Not text me, not call me, not text anybody. You go online and you book it. In that way, everything is organized. This Mandir is running seamlessly. You go put everything there. It comes into a document. We take it and we read it. That is it. Very, very simple, straightforward. So go online, book your prahars, sponsor 1 prahar, 4 prahar, doesn't matter. But do something tomorrow night so that you can be included. And the lovely people who are coming, please bring your mala with you, your Rudraksh mala. Wear it tomorrow night. You're a devotee of the Lord. Bring a shawl with you so that you can sit and be in meditation. We may have a couple to sell in the shop. I will bring it tomorrow. But come out with your shawl, bring your beads, bring a prasad, bring a dakshina. Do not bring any liquids. We are providing everything here. I'm excited. I'm so excited that, but I have a lot of work to do. Their work is progressing. All my work is left back, so I got to spend time here tonight. Let's not spend any more time doing this. God bless all of you, friends. It has been a pleasure to be in satsang with all of you for 5 sessions, and I can't wait to finish it off tomorrow. Bholenath Bhagavan ki Jai. All right, let's stand for Aarti, please, everybody. The Shrotas will lead with Aarti.
यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तर कृतानि च तानि सर्वाणि नश्यन्तु प्रदक्षिणां पदे पदे
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा स्वामी हरि शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा स्वामी हरि शिव ओंकारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव हरि भागी धारा
गुरुगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्ड्रीकाक्षो मङ्गलाये तनोहरिं मङ्गलं भगवान् शम्भो मङ्गलं वृषध्वज मङ्गलं पार्वतीनाथा सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गलम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शांति शांति हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की, जगदम्बिका माता की। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव। शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ भगवान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की। सबको ये जय जय सीताराम, जय जय सीताराम। Please be seated for आरती. Devotees, we have prepared a special Charnamrit this evening from the Abhishekam. It was a special Abhishekam done. A beautiful Charnamrit, milk. I would like to share it with you. If you would like to come up in front, I will have it ready. After Aarti, you can take that, and then Prasad will be given at the doors before you leave. Thank you all so much for being here, and have a blessed night. See you all in the morning. We start puja at 5 a.m. sharp. If you can come, please come and be with us. Thank you so much.